Hey friends, welcome back to Sapphire Planner. Today I'm setting up my digital planner for 2026 and I'm going to walk you through how I'm planning January specifically. So this is just a real setup, nothing aesthetic just for show, nothing overly complicated, just a simple functional planning system that actually works for real life. So if you're someone who wants to feel organized without feeling boxed in, honestly, this planner is the one you want. So one thing I've learned over the years, for me specifically, if my planner is too complicated, then I fail. I fail at planning. I get overwhelmed and it doesn't work. So 2026, I'm going to keep things intentionally simple. So the planner I created this year, I really wanted it to support my life, not control it. I wanted clarity, flexibility, and really just the room to adjust when life happens, because as we know, it always does. So this is the 2026 Simplified Digital Planner. I have a full walkthrough on this channel that you can check out. But quickly, just to go over the basics, there is a yearly overview right here for 2026. There are the monthly tabs. We've got the monthly overview, the weekly overview that you can get to on the side of the monthly overview, and then each day has a daily plan as well. Again, this is a pretty minimalist planner. There's not a lot of bells and whistles. There is room for customization. There's an index that you can customize and add goals to. But overall, it's really just a basic planner, which allows for a ton of flexibility. Now, you might feel that with the monthly, the weekly, and the daily pages, it's a lot, but I'll tell you, I don't use every section every single day. So the daily pages, I really tend to focus on over the weekends because that's where my day isn't as structured. So I really want to create a more structured plan. The weekly sections are honestly what I use the most of. And then the monthly layouts I use just for kind of a big picture of what I want to accomplish for the month. I recently read a book called The 12-Week Year, and it really has inspired me to try to set my goals for the year based on that. And essentially what it is, it's setting your goals for the quarter instead of for the whole year. You kind of pare down your goals no more than like 1, 2, or 3, and then you work to achieve those goals over the course of 12 weeks. So for my 12-week year, I'm focusing on my blog. I'm focusing on eating a little more mindfully. And I'm focused on skincare because over the holidays where I've eaten so much sugar, my skin is very angry with me. So these are kind of the 3 goals I'm focused on over the next 12 months. And with that in mind, that's what I'm going to plug into January. In addition, I've got a couple events that I already know are happening, so I'm going to do that here. Now, I'm using this planner with GoodNotes, which I really love. It's got a lot of functionality that just makes it really easy and intuitive to use. What I really like, because my handwriting is terrible, are the text boxes. And the text box, you can either type or you can actually write and it will turn your words to text. Again, my handwriting is so bad, it has a hard time recognizing it. So I just go ahead and type it in. And then with the lasso tool, you can actually take this, make sure you have the right thing selected. And with the lasso tool, you can actually take this, move it around, resize it to make it bigger or smaller. And then you can also copy and paste it. So I've decided I want to write 2 new blog posts a week. So I'm going to put one here. Now, I don't know for sure that these are the days I'll be doing it, but this is a good start to just kind of start plugging stuff in. And then I can also look at my work calendar and see where I want to adjust things. So as you can see, the monthly layout is pretty high level. It's just the basics, what I want to accomplish throughout the month. This is very loose. It leaves room for adjustment, and I can add in the details in my weekly and daily setups. And really don't need to do the whole year. I don't like to plan too far ahead because, again, I start getting overwhelmed, I get a little crazy, and then I just shut down and things don't get done. So with the 12-week year, I'm focusing in on, a loose plan of the month and then more detailed for the week. And I'm only doing 1 week at a time to keep it a little more manageable. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the first week that I'm actually doing the 12-week year, which is the week of the 5th, because I like to start on a Monday. Oh, you got to make sure you have that unchecked. So I know that I do have to work all this week at my 9 to 5. So I want to make sure not to overload my schedule because I'm only going to have a couple hours in the morning and maybe a couple hours after work to get some of my goals worked on. I do know that I've got, skincare I want to make sure I take care of. I've got movement, some exercise, stretching, all of that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to start plugging that in to align with my 12-week goals, and then we'll see what it looks like. The weekly layout, like I said, is the one I use the most often. It's the most helpful to me to make sure that I know what I need to accomplish for the week to help me really stick to my goals. And then the daily pages, this is really where the clarity is going to happen for me. So just as an example, and I'm not going to go ahead and fill this in right now, but just to give you an example of what I would do is I would copy the Saturday and then go to the day page, go ahead and paste it in there. And then I can plug this into the times I actually want to do it. And I also know that I like to get a little bit of a later start. And then I also have to go to the grocery store on Saturdays. So, this allows me to kind of plug stuff in at the times that work for me. So I would put, breakfast, going to the grocery store. Friday, I would probably add making my grocery list, things like that. So really just plugging in the tasks in the actual times gives you like the extra focus and lets you really hone in on the time blocks that you need to make sure you're getting everything done. Again, I like to do this mainly on the weekends just because I don't have the structure of my 9 to 5. So I really have to make sure that I'm structuring my day to accomplish what I want to accomplish. So if you're planning your 2026 and you want a system that just feels more supportive, a little more flexible, this is the planner I recommend. Again, if you want to see the full planner in action, the link to that video will be below, as well as the link to purchase this planner in my shop. I hope this walkthrough was helpful for you and maybe gives you some ideas for your 2026 planning. I'd love to know what you think. Please don't hesitate to drop me a comment, and don't forget to subscribe and like. Happy planning!